to Enots Engineering. I'm Alan. In today's video I take this car steering wheel and I want to use it for turning the headstock, but to do that I had to remove quite a lot of rubber off the back of this wheel. It must have been about 2 inches high with padding and rubber that had been bonded to the wheel. So we'll see how we get rid of that rubber, and also I make a tapered nut that will open the mandrel to lock the mandrel to the headstock. So let's go into the workshop, see how we do it. Today I have an unusual job. What I'm trying to do is remove all this excess rubber from the back of the steering wheel, because I want to use the steering wheel for a project, and I just want to see whether I can mill this rubber. Now some of it is flexible, so I'm just expecting it to push away from the tool, and some of it is quite tough. So I want to try and get a flat face nearly level with this aluminium face that's already there. So if I can remove this rubber out of the way, that would help. I'm just using an ordinary end mill. I don't know whether to go full depth or whether just to go half. I'll go down about halfway and we'll see what happens. Now if I start to reduce this block on the end here, it is very flexible, and we'll see whether it cuts or just bends. Well, that surprised me. It's cutting quite well. Although it is flexing, it's giving a flat face. So I've moved the steering wheel over. I've taken my mill vise off. Now what I want to do is start at the back here, get the level of this face, start at the back and then sweep across so I can take off this rubber. The first job is to get this level of the centre boss. We'll just bring the tool down to the face, set the 0, lift it up about 2 mil. And I'll start at the back and work across. Cutting that very well, no problem. Even though it deflects a bit, it's cutting it. I didn't expect it to cut the rubber. Well, not too bad. I'll just finish cutting this block off here, then I'll move to the front. Now that's the finished side. So I've machined the whole surface of this rubber. I've just touched some aluminium insert there and some on this side. It's touched there, there, the tops of these little domes, so all that is flat, and on the other side it's still as the original. You can see here where the rubber's broken away, and on this piece, and I think that's probably why the steering wheel was replaced. And also you can see some of the fittings. That's 4 buttons there that must level the centrepiece when you press the horn. Unless this bit here is the horn, I'll have to take that off. Now I've set the compound slide to about 1.5 degrees. I've just fitted my tapping guide, and this has a spring-loaded plunger, and on this tap you can see it has a point on the end rather than a centre hole. Just put my tap wrench on, and the plunger will fit over the point, put some pressure on it. Then all I need to do is turn the headstock so as the tap feeds into the workpiece, the spring loaded plunger will move out, and I just turn the tailstock to keep the tension on. You can see on my finishing tap it has a centre drill hole, so all I do on the centre is take out inside, turn round the plunger, replace it back in the centre. Now I have a centre point that can locate in the back of the tap. You see it feeding in as I turned the chuck. It's full depth. just polished it up lightly. There are a few marks on there, but nothing to worry about. The next job is just to part this off. Moving my cross slide over about 1/4 of a millimetre, so it's opening the groove width up. All I've got on this brush is engine oil. Bring it cross slide back to 0 again. So now I'm cutting on this side of the fay. So as I go into the slot, I'm making the slot a little wider than the tool, so there's less drag on the side of the tool. So I'm moving back to the other side. So now I've moved my tool over so it's cutting on this side. Just widen the slot out of it. And bring it back to 0 on the other side. It should be getting near the bottom. This apart. So all I need to do now is be careful because there's a sharp edge on the outside. At the moment it's hot. Okay, so all I've done, got a 6mm bolt with a nut on and screwed on the part we've just made. All I want to do is take this sharp edge off, and I'll do that just by putting a file on the edge. So that's finished. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time on Enots Engineering.